What's up, guys? Snoo from 603 Bassin. We're back at it. First episode of a new series, tackling new ponds. I'm at a place in Merrimack, New Hampshire. I've never been here before, and I know almost nothing about it. I've only talked about 2 people in my life about how they fished here. One guy recently is last week. That's it. We are going to see what we can do going into New Lake blind. And this is not gonna be the only one I do. I'm gonna try and hit a bunch of different kinds of lakes and showcase just exactly how it is I go about tackling new lakes and see what we can do. I'm actually excited about this. It's a place I've known about for a very long time, but I've never actually taken the time to fish it. It's in a pretty dense area in Merrimack. Sure, if anybody's from this area, they'll know exactly where it is that I'm talking about. It is really skinny, but fairly long overall for, distance you can actually travel. So you could theoretically, with a good rod, very, very easily, well, not very easily, but definitely very possible to get in the middle and hit both sides of the shore with a really good setup. I don't think anything I have is quite that good. I could probably hit pretty close to both sides. Just to give you an idea of how narrow it is, it's probably between 250 and 300 feet. It varies as it goes. Very shallow, very weedy. Typical place you'd find big largemouth bass. There's lots of sunfish and stuff. I believe that's the main forage. And we're just gonna tackle it like I would any other lake to start. Again, we're kind of going into it blind. I've looked at it, last time I looked at a depth map for this place was years ago. So I'm not even sure what it bottoms out at. I just know that I see a lot of structure that I know very, very well, I can relate to, and I know how to tackle. So I'm just gonna start from there and see how we can start putting pieces together and figure out what the magic lure is for the day. Actually, I'm really, really surprised, but in a pleasant way, as to how much of these weeds have already come up, especially the milfoil. But I'm also really impressed at how clear the water is. I thought this was gonna be like really dark, murky crap. When I see things like this, where you get lots of thick patches of weeds, but you get deep pockets in them, if I'm not gonna throw like a punching bait, kind of earlier in the year, where I want something that's still subtle, I'll throw a Wacky Rig Senko down into the pockets. This one was on the front face. It's not a bad fish. I think I gut hooked him. What do you think? You're not gonna be able to see anything? You guys will though. First fish. Striking quick. That's what I like to see. Thank you, sir. Man, there's a lot of good structure here. I have to turn you so you guys can see this. Got a bunch of dead trees that are in the water. Thick grass leading up to it. Lots of overhanging shrubs. Just smorgasbord of hiding spots for bass. So the best I can do is just start covering a ton of water and pay attention to everything that I'm doing as best I can. When I do get a bite like that first fish back there, keep that in mind. And if I try something different and it doesn't work, I'll come back to what did work that first time. If that's still not working, okay, that was a fluke. We gotta keep changing things up. Keep trying to figure out what it is they want. You know what, as much as I love this spinnerbait, I'm actually gonna change color. Something a little heavier, narrower blades, coppery flash. Yes, I like this color. This is good. I watched that happen. That was awesome. He's a little guy, but dude, it's just simple as that. What? 2 casts. 2 casts. And he came out and choked it. As far as the little guy can. Hey, right? Very, very little guy. But I watched him. I could see my spinnerbait. He just came out and hit it, but didn't really swim away with it. Kind of swam at me a little. But that feels good. Change the color in 2 casts. Get a fish. Dude, there's so much structure here. Slap a jig around into. Like I feel like I should just scoot down to the other corner, but I can't help myself. Look at this. It's a jig pitching dream. Ooh, almost botched that. There you go. That's a good one. Yep. Oh, shoot, dude. Okay. That's a damn good fish. That's a damn good fish. Holy sh! That ain't just a damn good fish. That's a huge fish. Holy... Oh my God. I'm just casual as can be. It's a good fish. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? Dude. That's a beast. Thing's huge. Look at the size of that thing. Biggin. Ah. Holy. She's got to be pushing 5. That might be the first 5 of the year. I'm going to say 4 3/4. Official guess. Yes! 5 1/4 is 5.05. I ain't lying. 5.05. I'm not even sure that one will see it. Guess what? I got 2 cameras. 5.05. Sweet Jesus, dude. What a beast. What an absolute tank of a fish. Unbelievable. That's 3 fish, 3 different lures. So as far as trying to figure out new bodies of water go, that's good and bad. Good, they're biting on everything. Bad, very, very difficult to pinpoint a pattern, right? When they're biting 3 different things. Plus side, all 3 fish came on the outside edge in about that 6 feet of water. I think it's varying depth, but the most consistent thing across all 3, they were on the outside edge of the weeds, within feet of it. So we're just going to keep focusing on that because I do think that's the ticket. And you know, I'm not going to say no to continually throwing in shallow and bringing it out. That's always a good idea. But I think the quality fish are going to be hanging out on the outside, which makes sense, especially if the bluegill are still up, spawning or in transition, then the bass are going to be in tighter behind them or out front. And typically the bigger fish will sit out front. That's not an end-all be-all rule by any means. You can find them everywhere, but I don't know, past experience, at least for me, I found the better quality fish on the outside, deeper edge. So as I'm approaching it, the first time I go to any place for the first time, it's not so much about doing well fishing, which I really hope to do anyway, and I would consider today a very good day, even if I don't catch another fish. It's about setting yourself up for success the next time too. Pay attention to what you're doing, pay attention to what you're seeing, because obviously fish relate to cover differently throughout the seasons as seasons change. So you need to have a good memory of what it is you're seeing. And things like this, if you do have a boat with a depth finder that you can mark structure that you find, just start marking everything that you think would work at any time of the year, because you never know when you're going to be back. Certainly you can plan around it, but there might be some days where you just kind of spur the moment, decide, screw it, let's go there. It just sounds like a good idea. And with everything that you have found in mind, you're that much better prepared for your next trip out. Skippity-doo-dah, skippity-day. Oh, crap. That's what I get for not looking at my line. That's actually a good fish too. Not huge. £20 braid, you can do that all day. Number 4. Chunky, short but chunky. At this point, try and skip this Senko up under as much stuff as I can. A little bit of a different presentation. Go back to the jig in a minute because I got this tree coming up here. Caught 4 fish on 4 different baits, so we're just going to keep bouncing around until we get a consistent bite on something. Oh. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, dude, that's another good fish. Maybe not huge. I lied. I lied. That's another big fish. Are you kidding me? Dude, are you kidding me? 5. Oh, she definitely big. Oh, dude. Look at that. Number 2. That's number 5 total. Number 2 for the big boys. And guess what? Guess where that fish was? Outside edge. I'm sensing a pattern here. I'm going to say 4 even. Chunky, but it's a little short. 313. That was close. Hey, the old hand scale is only off by 3 ounces. I'd say that's pretty damn good. Anything about that. It's a good fish. Kind of surprised I haven't got one on the swim bait yet. Spoke too soon. Oh my God, what is it? I threw it. Doesn't matter. That's funny. It's like the 3rd time I've done that. Gee, I wonder. Thump. That was good. Anyway, as I was saying, kind of surprised I haven't got bit on a swim bait yet. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just did it twice in a row. I know they're rats, but yeah, admit that's funny. Oh, for all I know, could have been the same fish. Hang on, wait, time to be serious. All right, ready for this? There we go. Gee, I'm kind of surprised the 9 pounder hasn't bit me yet. Oh, Jesus Christ. I shit you not, that was a fish bite. So I'm not entirely sure this is actually going to be very successful over here. Both, one, the fishing, the area I'm fishing, the type of structure I'm fishing, the depth, more than anything, and 2, the bait. But I'm going to do my due diligence because this is a new place, and it's, again, not so much about catching as much as it is doing recon. Figuring out, okay, what's here? Had another fish chase this, okay? We had to slow it down just a smidgen. There he is. That feels better. Not really, but I'm sorry. Did I just call that yet again for number 10? Maybe I need to slow down a little bit because I've been getting bites. And as soon as I start slowing down, voila. And no, there's no reason at all in the world for me to lift him up that high. I apologize. He certainly got a hold of it though. And that's like, what, the fourth fish on this thing that's been absolutely minuscule. Goes back to support my theory, what I was saying. I think the bigger fish want something slower, the jig than the Senko. All right, go back to the Senko. That's a fish. Be a fish. Knew it. It's good fish too. The importance of watching your line, that is good fish. Not huge, but he's still good. Come here. Up and easy. Little guy. Not too little, but you know what? I'll still take him. Maybe a pound and a half. Okay, I either have a fish or it's really friggin' deep right there. Really deep. I think I'm over a tree branch. I got both. Little guy. Very little guy. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it quits here. So that's the end of the first episode of Fishing a New Lake. I'm trying to decipher it. I'll come up with some weird name for this when I get around to editing this. So thank you guys for watching. Greatly appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be awesome. More than anything, sharing the video helps me immensely. It helps anybody. Anytime you share a video, it goes a long way to helping us grow our channels. Not just me, other people that you enjoy watching. I would say that this was a pretty successful day. I think the final tally was 15. 4 of those were actually quality. The rest were just a bunch of rats. Doesn't matter. It was nice to come to a new lake for the first time and actually get into some fish. And to bust my first 5-pounder for the year always feels very, very good to do that. I would say, yeah, this was a pretty successful time. Towards the end of the day, as I was running out of daylight, I kind of gave up on looking for just new patterns and new structure and stuff. I knew it was only going to have about an hour left from that point, so I was like, well, I was hitting them pretty well off steep drops in front of trees or in front of the weed lines. I'm right here. I'll fish this and see how it goes. And I got a couple more fish, but nothing of any size. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. For the next one, let me know what kind of lake you guys want me to go to. For New Hampshire, we're very fortunate that we have a very diverse number of lakes and kinds of water bodies. We have a place like this, which would be more of like a kettle pond. Natural body water, really shallow, murky, and And then we've got our deep glacial lakes, lakes region, Winnipesaukee, Squam, Newfound, like places like that. There's a couple that still haven't fished yet, and we have some smaller bodies of water that are like glacial lakes, right? Pretty deep, very, very clear, sandy boulders, just granite everywhere. And then we have rivers and reservoirs. We have everything here in New Hampshire. It's one of the best things I love about fishing in the state. So for the next video, I guess I've covered one of the 4, right? Kettle pond, glacial lake, river, reservoir. So glacial lake, river, reservoir. For the next video, what is it that you guys would like to see me tackle? Or if you prefer, do you want me to come back here, hit this up for a second time and see if my second outing is better, or hit another kettle pond? Leave it up to you guys. Leave a comment below. Catch you in the next episode.